Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful and classy 3-in-1 bubu dress with lace, yoke and v neckline. So as you can see in the video, you can wear it in a way that it will be free. You can wear it in a way that the front and the back will be fitted, and you can also wear it in a way that only the front will be fitted. So it depends on your preference. If this is what you're interested in, please do well to watch this video to the end. And if you are new to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for stopping by. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos like this. So let's get right into the video. So these are the materials we are going to be using. We are going to be using this Ankara. I used 4 yards of Ankara fabric and 1 yard of Chantini lace. Now we are going to be cutting the Chantini lace first, and as you can see in the video, this lace has a border. It has a very pronounced border, so it is that part of the border that we are going to be using for the neckline. So you can see that the two sides have a border, and sometimes there are some laces that you buy, they will have a border but there will be a lace, a kind of a net attached to it. So all you need to do is just to trace the border and cut it out. My own has already been cut out, that's why it's looking like this. So now I have folded my lace fabric into two, matching the two borders, and then I'll fold it again, which means it's going to be folded into 4. Now I will pin that border area so that it doesn't move, because we'll be needing that part to be equal so that it doesn't alter our measurements. Now from the tip, I'm coming down by 8.5 inches. That is going to be the length of my yoke. So the length of my yoke is actually 8 inches, but I'm adding ½ inch for joining allowance, so which is 8.5 inches. At the center front, I am coming in by 1 inch, because this is where all your horizontal measurements is going to be starting from. So when I am measuring the sleeve, that's 1 inch is where I'll be placing my tape. So I'm going to get the measurement of my sleeve, the measurement of my, this is a cut together sleeve, so I'm going to use 24 inches for my sleeve measurement. You can do 26, you can do 28, whichever one you want, but I'm using 24 inches. Now I will connect the lines. So from that 24 inches, I'm coming down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Now look at how I'm sloping my shoulder. I'm starting from the tip of the neckline down to that 1 inch. This is to avoid gaping. Just watch the space I gave at that neck area. Make sure you give about ½ inch space for your shoulder slant. Make sure you slant about ½ inch at that neck area. This will prevent shoulder gaping. So now I'm cutting it out. And right here you can see that we have 4 pieces, 2 for the front and 2 pieces for the back. Here we are going to cut our Ankara fabric. Now this is how you fold your Ankara. Open it up completely. When you spread out, make sure you spread it out completely, and then you will fold it into 2. After folding it into 2, you mark out the length of your dress. After that, you fold your fabric into two again, making it 4 pieces. Now I am coming down from the side by 1.5 inches. Now I will use my ruler and connect it from the center front down to that 1.5 inches that I measured. Next, I will cut it out. Now we are going to place our Ankara on our chantani lace 1/2 inch inward, then trace it out. Remember that I told you to go in by 1 inch on that chantani lace. I told you that is where our measurements will be starting. So now, while I placed my Ankara, look at how I placed my Ankara. I placed my Ankara from that 1 inch that I measured. It is not starting directly on that border, on that lace border. So now, after tracing it out, I will cut it out. But when you're cutting it out, please cut it out 1/2 inch outwards. Don't cut it on that exact line that you traced, so that you have allowance for joining. Now I'll place the lace again on my Ankara and pin it 1/2 inch inwards, remember, and pin it. Now after pinning it, this is where I will start taking my measurements for the length of the dress and everything. Now I'll measure the length of the dress that I want. I used 58 inches for this dress. So the length of the dress is 57 inches plus 1 inch folding allowance, which is 58 inches. I will use my ruler to mark a straight line. Then on the same line, I will mark out 18 inches. This is because I do not want my down part to be loose. I want it to be a little bit smaller. Then after marking that 18 inches from my shoulder, I will come down by 13 inches. This is where I want the slant to start from. So from that 13 inches, I will slant it down to that 18 inches that I marked and cut it out. Next, I'm notching my center front. That is very important, and then I will open up my fabric. Now it is time to attach the yoke. So I'll get one part of my lace and place it on that, directly on that notch that I made on the Ankara, and pin it down. So that is how I will sew it down. Then you get the other one, the other lace, and place it directly on that notch again. So please make sure that your lace is overlapping, at least even if it is 0.25, make sure it overlaps with 0.25 to give it a flawless finish. So this is what it will look like after I sew it. You can see how nice it looks. So let's sew it now. You see how where I started from that overlap, from that notch. I started from the center and then sewed it down to the end. Turn it over and start from the center again and sew it down. So when you're sewing, please make sure you start from the center front. Now after sewing, this side is for the belt. I'm sorry, I didn't know that my phone was not recording on the other side. So from your shoulder measurements, you come down by your under bust length, if your under bust length is 14 inches, you add 2 inches to it. So my under bust is for my shoulder to under bust is 14 inches plus 2 inches, which is 16 inches. That is where I want my belt to be starting from. So when you mark that 16 inches, then on that line you apply your measurement, your waist measurement divided by 4. So my waist measurement is 32, divided by 4 is 8. So I marked the 8 on that 16 inches line that I drew. Then I will turn my fabric to the other side and do the same thing to the other side. Remember, we are going to be having 4 belts. So for this type, for it to have that 3-in-1 look, we are going to be having 2 belts in front and 2 belts at the back. So that is why you need to take down all these measurements. Now, after marking out the line, this is the front, I will do the same thing to the back. Now this is the strip I'm going to use for my belt. It is 4.5 inches wide and 30 inches long. Just make sure that you can do it whatever length you want. Just make sure that the belts can go round your waist. So I used 30 inches for each of the 4 belts. Then after sewing this, I sewed all the sides, leaving just one side open. Now that side that I left open, I'm going to fold it inwards, half inch inwards, so that there won't be any rough edges. So when I fold it half inch inwards, I'm going to place it on that mark, on that my waist measurement mark that I applied. I will use my pin and pin it down, then go to the machine and sew it down. I will do the same thing to the other side, and I have sewed it. You can see how it is now. You can hardly tell in front that there is a stitch on it. Now after that, I'll place the front and the back together, join the shoulders and sew it all the way down. Then for the sleeve, you see how I'm doing it. I'm going to start from that side and sew the sleeve down and sew the sides down. Then on the down part, I'm going to go up by 6 inches. This is because I want it to have some ease at the length, so that I will be able to walk freely. So I'm going to go up by 6 inches, and then that is where I'm going to make my slits. So this is how I am going to be making the sleeve. This is how I'm going to be folding it. So after folding it, I will also hem the bottom part of the dress, and that is it. So you can see here I have made the slit, I have folded it, and I have also folded the hem of the dress, and this is what it looks like. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure to share it with your friends who will be needing this video. See you in my next video. Bye.